Okay, I'm back in the hotel room. What's this? It's the next morning, and it's about 10 o'clock, and I think I'm going to head out again. Um, Yesterday, after I spoke with you, I just stood in the middle of this hotel room and I didn't know what to do or where to go. So, because my two friends, one works and one has out of town company, and Scott's working all day, so I got no one. So I just decided to head out to Willowbrook Mall, excuse me, the Woodlands Mall, which is north of here, and near where I grew up, and just go to the mall and just walk around because I just don't even know where to start. I had talked to the realtor that we were going to use here, and he kind of only deals with one specific area of Houston, and we're not sure if that's the area we want to be in. So he said, once you choose your area, call me back and I'll either help you or I'll hook you up with someone that's a specialist in that area because it's such a big city. So, I don't know. So I got in the car, went to Woodlands Mall, and it's totally different. I mean, not one landmark, nothing I recognized again on the way there, other than the exit to my home that I grew up in. But I didn't take the exit and drive down the street. I will do that sometime. But so I went to the mall, just because my GPS is my best friend, right? So I get there and there was a Nordstrom right when I pulled in and saw the huge mall. There was a Nordstrom. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go in there. So I walk in, my phone rings. It's Scott. He said, how are you this morning? Because he had left at like 6:15. He said, how are you this morning? I said, I'm fine. I'm at the mall just walking around. And he said, oh, we recently received this check for like $700 for something. And he said, I want you to take that check, that money, and that's yours. You do whatever you want. Whatever you want to buy, whatever you want to do, that money is yours just for you. When he said that, he did not know that I was in the purse section of Nordstrom. But anyway, I thought, oh, okay, well, I shopped and shopped around Nordstrom, and I don't buy stuff just to buy something. Buying stuff doesn't make me feel better. That's just not my feel better thing. So I didn't buy anything, and it was just so funny to think that money in the olden days would have burned a hole in my pocket. But now I'm like, whatever I buy, I have to love, and wasn't in the mindset to really shop for what I love, right? So I walked around the mall. I went inside the mall part, and I saw a kiosk, and I walked over there, and there was this old man there, and I said, I'm just would like a mall, directory so I can see what stores are here. And he goes, oh, are you not from here? And I said, no. And so we started chatting, and I said, yeah, I'm going to be moving to this area somewhere. And he said, oh, well, you need to live in the Woodlands. It's the greatest place. And he went in this big, long spiel about the Woodlands. He gave me a big magazine. He gave me all these maps and handouts and told me where the information office was. And I said, you're not just a mall guy, are you? And he goes, no, this kiosk is run by the Chamber of Commerce of the Woodlands. And I'm like, okay, I gotcha. So I walked away from him thinking, I'm living in the Woodlands. This is the greatest place. He's convinced me. That's it. This is where we're going to live. Okay. So I kind of felt better. I've made made this crazy decision. So I'm walking around and everything. And I didn't find anything. I didn't go in any stores. I was just kind of checking it out. It's a nice mall. I have to say it's a very nice mall. So I go back about an hour. I go back to Nordstrom's to leave. And I stopped at the jewelry in the middle. And this woman walks up and she goes, how are you? Are you shopping for anything specific? And I said, no, I'm just kind of, I'm just here kind of getting the feel of the area and stuff. And she said, oh, are you moving here? And I said, yes. And she said, where are you moving from? And I said, Tampa. And she said, why? I really hate it when people say that to me. It's so depressing. So I said, yeah, my husband got this really great job and blah, blah, blah. And she said, okay, that's great. And she said, where are you going to live? And I said, I don't know. And she goes, well, you don't want to live in the Woodlands. And I was like, oh, my one decision that I had made. Oh, she blew it. Anyway, she just said the taxes are so high here and there's all these fees and you don't want to live in the Woodlands. It's too expensive. And I said, well, my other friend lives in Tomball. I was thinking about driving out towards Tomball. That's where you need to go. You need to go out to Tomball. I said, okay, great. She was very, very sweet. In fact, I talked to her about how the personal shopper situation works at Nordstrom, and she gave me her card and everything, and she goes, you call me when you're back in town because I will set you up with the best personal shopper we have in our store. blah, blah, blah. So I got in the car at Nordstrom's. It's only like 12 o'clock. I have nowhere to go. So I thought, okay, so I just put Tomball, Texas in my GPS and drove out to Tomball, which was not that far. And it's country out there, and it's got this main street that's got all these antique stores. I mean, it's certainly not my style of town, but it was very quaint. And coming back into Houston, I saw tons and tons of neighborhoods, and I drove in and out of some of them. And this one I picked out, I thought, this is probably over our price range, but it's really beautiful. So I wrote a couple of addresses down, and when I got home, the homes were $200,000 over my budget. I have good taste. Anyway, so I got home. I got back here about 4, and I'm so exhausted. And Scott walked in, and we opened our Merlot, and we each had a glass. And then we walked right across the street from the hotel. Can't remember the name of it. To the Hot Biscuit. It's like a Denny's gone wrong. And I ordered catfish. I mean, who am I? I don't even know. But I had fried catfish, and it was really good. I have to admit, it was very, very good. So we ate at the Hot Biscuit, and we came home, and we just crashed. We came back here and just watched a movie, and I watched YouTube. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. 2 weeks, I have not watched YouTube. You people have moved on with your lives and left me behind. No, I have been having so much fun catching up with people. I'm not really commenting yet because I'm just running through these videos like this, and it's really been fun. And so that was my day yesterday. It's 10 o'clock, 10:15. Now I'm going to go to Willowbrook Mall, which is in another section of North Houston that I used to live in. I know I won't recognize a thing, but somehow if I can get to the mall, I'm kind of in the city, kind of where the action is, and I kind of look around and see what I can see. I am going to search for a place to get a manicure, pedicure today. My nails and my toes from all this moving and packing, and I've been wearing flip-flops for 2 solid weeks. My nails are just busted from opening boxes, and folding boxes. So I think I'm just going to take potluck. I don't know. I'll just see a place and go in, I guess. And I do want to shop actually today. Oh, here's the other thing. I talked to my friend Diane this morning, who sent us the basket. And guess what? You're not going to believe this. There was another bag of nuts, and I think 1 or 2 dark chocolate, cashew, sea salt chocolate bars in that basket, and they are not there. While that basket sat in this hotel, someone took the chocolate out and the nuts. Can you believe that? Anyway, we thought that was kind of funny. Kind of not, because I really wanted the chocolate. But so we were talking this morning and just talking through all the neighborhoods and areas and massive amounts of people and everything. After talking to her, and we were kind of talking, I think now I kind of think I'm going to rent for a year and not feel so pressured to make a decision in such a huge area, because we did that at a house years and years ago. We made a quick decision, and it was not a very good area, and we didn't realize it at the time, and I don't want to do that again. So I'm kind of thinking we might lease a house for a year, or an apartment, or a condo, and just gel and chill. Make sure the job is going to go good, really go. Because we're not staying here, okay? So I don't want to buy a house and a year from now the job fall apart or something. Whatever. Things happen in life, believe me. They've happened to me in the past few years, one after another. So we're now, I haven't even told Scott. Of course, I didn't tell him we're moving to the Woodlands and then change it and we're moving to Tomball. Now I'm going to call him and say, I think we're going to rent. But the more I think about it, the more I feel really at peace, even though that would be an extra move. I kind of feel at peace about that. I wouldn't unpack everything. I would probably learn to live with a lot less. That would be a very interesting experiment. And if you do watch Jennifer L. Scott, she has a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, I've recommended her before. She did she wrote At Home with Madame Chic and the other book. She has a YouTube channel. My mind is blank. It might be Madame Chic. I think that's the name of her YouTube channel. But she just talked about they had to clear their house out because they were getting all their wood floors refinished, and how much she has loved living with so few things. So anyway, I don't know. That's just, go watch that video if you can. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm heading out, and I will fill you in tomorrow. Bye.